What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I am finally done procrastinating with this game. Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta Snake Eater. It's a long one. I knew this was going to be a long one, hence my procrastinating, mostly just because of who we end up fighting. How to phrase this? I procrastinate because of the length of this video, and I'm like, oh gosh, it's a lot of kind of sitting around, and it's a lot of just stumbling around in the woods. But oh my god, I love this boss fight that we do in this video. And if you know what boss fight I'm talking about, we're taking on the End. And I pretty much anything that involves the End, I love. But no, man, I love the End. I think he's one of the most interesting characters in Metal Gear, and I know that's saying something. I mean, really, he isn't even a character. It's just, I love his concept. I love the weird googly eyes. There's something about the End and the concept of his boss fight where if you turn the game off for a week, he just dies of old age. I love that shit. Or the the other theory, or the other way to do it is, speeding up the clock. But and you could ask, well, how come you don't love Psycho Mantis as well? Because of the whole, unplug and replug in the controller. Okay, also interesting. But there's just something about the End that it's I think the stealth sniper battle thing that I love so much, because that really just. You know me and my love of stealth games, even though I suck at them. And what else, you bees?
Freeze. Don't shoot me, please.
Question to anybody anyone who knows their firearms: is the hush puppy that Snake uses, is that an actual gun? Shit. Sorry, I had a charging cable stuck in the wheels of my chair. If anybody's asking, AJ, how are you running over cords and shit? Like, how jank is your setup? Very. It's also covered in dust, so. But that's my fault, because I've needed to, dust and vacuum my office for a long-ass time.
Who's that? Radio.
I've just been too lazy to do it. Well, let me rephrase. It's not that I've been too lazy to do it. It's just, God. And then I'm going to have to unplug everything. I'm going to have to remove all of my consoles and everything. It's just, it is such a... It's such a time sink. Hello, little Miss Rosie. How are you? I know you're very cute. I should have shut my door before I started recording. I know. You don't like being held. Okay, I'll put you down. Picked her up, going, okay, I'll give you some attention. And nope, she did not want to be held. She never wants to be held, to be entirely fair. And then she just comes right back up to the desk. She is one of those cats that it's always, no, don't pay attention to me. Don't touch me. Hey, how come you're not paying attention to me and touching me? You know, she's one of those kind of cats. That's right, Rosie. I'm talking about you. I'm telling on my legion of fans about how obnoxious you are. Yeah. No, I will not stop the baby talk because I love this cat. She is so cute. She's a cute little black and white tuxedo. I guess by saying tuxedo, it's, obviously a black and white cat. But she's just got this really nice pattern. She's got this chunky little tail. Kind of a short tail. It's really chunky at the base of the tail. It's so cute. Those big round eyes that look at you like, oh, I'm such a little baby. I love her.
Don't shoot me, please.
No, Rosie, you need to go. It hurt me, but I had to tell her to go play somewhere else for now. Cause I gotta do. I gotta final. Oh my gosh, she's back. Stop looking at me like that, Rosie. She's giving me that look, just those wide little eyes, going, but I love you.
Speak. I can't tell you much about what... Speak. If you travel along the east wall...
Okay.
Speak. Request to call off alert 142.79.
You gonna finish off what's along the east wall? See, I really wish that they would put in your memory or something the end alert. Yeah, the remove alert or whatever. Well, okay, you know what? But no, as I'm scanning, it saved multiple remove alerts. As you see that, because it saved all the ones for all the different areas. And I get it, because you can backtrack and whatnot, but, oh god, you think I remember which one is which? Okay, I really think he should have, what's the word I'm looking for here? He should have, oh my god, my brain will not function. That should have been a holdup. There we go. If you haven't noticed by now, I am most likely going to not make any goddamn sense this whole video. I have not had a good past couple months. You know, I've really slipped with my work here, which I know some people would say, really, AJ, it's not that, you know, it's really not that uncommon for you, you know, because, yeah, I know, I go through spurts, the problem with my procrastination and everything, but it's been really bad the past couple months. But I think I've been down, I've been depressed, all that stuff. I'm not gonna burden you all with that. That's not super important, but I just say, I know I don't sleep well normally, but just it's been bad this last while. So long and short, I'm see what I mean? I forget what the hell I was saying. Also, I heard that door open above me. Yeah, whatever I was saying. I was saying I'm tired. I'm making no sense. I'm having a lot of trouble recently keeping my train of thought straight. I wish you could open doors easier when you're up against the door.
Freeze. Please don't.
Holding them up, pointing my gun at his junk. Ooh. Heavy machine gun. Nice pickup.
What's wrong?
Why am I taking these guys out? Oh. Was that why? I feel like I'm goofing around a little too much here. Ew. Wait, I see that frog turning. Oh, okay. No, now I know what the hell I'm doing. This is a... I probably cut a lot of failed attempts. I'm gonna guess that's what's going on here. I had a whole bunch of failed attempts that ended up in open combat, so I decided, you know what? Let's speed through this. Don't know if that was the room that I blew up was a. Not sure if that was a supply point or not.
Huh? Who's that?
Gotcha.
I saw something.
Gotcha. All right, let's get into it. God, that's fucking terrifying to me. That is my worst nightmare.
Hello? Hello?
I beg of you,
I love the googly eyes.
grant me the strength to take this final prey. Let me
Little
linger
hints
in
on
this
how you can
world
find them.
just a little longer.
Keep an eye out for the. I don't think I ever used that, but I know that is a way to find him. Is the
For one
light he's using for photosynthesis.
enough for an eternity. You have my thanks. I have to thank you for waking me. If you hadn't shown up, my sleep would have been eternal. Do you hear me, Snake? I am the end. I am here to send you to your ultimate fate. You'll make a fine quarry for my final hunt.
Eva, I found that sniper you were talking about.
That's the end. He's a legend, known as the father of sniping.
I've got experience sniping in urban and marine environments.
What about the forest?
Never.
I see. Well, that forest is divided into 3 areas, a river, a plateau, and a clearing. He should be lying in wait for you in one of those places.
Sounds like this may take a while.
It'll be a test of endurance. Be careful, though. From what I've heard, the End has an almost supernatural knack for camouflaging himself.
So, whoever moves first loses. This guy's over 100 years old, though, so I should have the advantage in terms of stamina.
I wouldn't be so sure if I were you.
Why's that?
I've heard that his body is photosynthetic, like a plant.
What is he, some kind of monster?
Yes.
On top of that, he can speak to the forest, too.
So in other words, he knows it inside out.
Uh-huh. But he doesn't know you. I'm sure you can beat him.
Don't worry. I intend to.
So I know the ways, like I know the joke ways to take out the End. You let him die of old age or anything like that. But the main ways, from what I remember, are you look for the glint of the sniper rifle. You kind of like let him hit you, and then you track him. You track him that way. Like right there, I think we just caught the glint. The other way is his parrot will if you can find the parrot and catch it, then you release it. It will. Yep, there he is. If you catch the parrot and release it, it'll lead you to him. I also believe if you... I'm trying to remember. If you sneak up on him and hold him up, he will drop his... he'll drop his fancy ghillie camo. You don't get the camo for beating him, for just beating the boss fight, though. The boss fight win gets you his Nagant, the sniper rifle. So this is the fun of this boss fight. Even though I loved it in the moment, oh my god, this is gonna be the fun viewing sort of thing. Just because it's a lot of like slowly scanning the environment, a lot of really trying not to get myself shot. So it's like a lot of take cover and... Which, you know, you're asking me to notice very small details. Yeah, that's never been a skill of mine. I will say those big sheep, very useful. You can't get anything out of tranking them, but you pull out the knife and cut them up. They'll give you some good meat.
If he shoots you with one of those tranquilizer rounds, you'll start to lose stamina fast. When your stamina gauge reaches 0, you'll pass out. If you're hit by a tranquilizer round, go into the survival viewer right away and treat the wound. Use your knife to dig out the needle. If you run out of stamina, you won't be able to resist the effects of the ends. Hunt for food on a regular basis. If you start to run out of food or ammunition, you should think about leaving the woods and coming back later. In any case, always keep an eye on your... If he shoots you with one... If you're hit, you...
I do really like this. When you look in the map, you can see the different sniping points for the end. This is just such a cool concept for a boss fight. I always talk about just how much I love this one. How many games would have a boss fight like this, where it's just like, hey, we're gonna drop you in this environment, and it's so slow and methodical. It's, I mean, essentially what I'm saying is, like, I headbutted by a goat, but yeah, I feel that a boss fight like this could easily be done poorly. You know, it is a massive chance that Kojima took with this kind of fight, and I mean, I guess if you have the success, you know, after the success of earlier Metal Gear games with the fight with Psycho Mantis, I guess you get some leeway, but still, man, I say credit to him. I like that you could hear the little frog.
This is the end. I've got a present for you.
I want to say that if you look, I'm not sure if you look away from the flashbang or something, but I'm pretty sure you can work it in a way that you can actually chase the guy around. Put the tree between us.
Just getting started.
Hey, this works.
You know, with the amount of raw meat that he's eating in this mission, you gotta ask the question, like, what are his poops like? I cannot remember if using this actually works as a way to try and find the end. Oh, that was a rabbit. I was like, why is there an armadillo in the forest? Pretty sure that was the thunder and not the Mosin. You know, it really doesn't help that I keep getting lost in this forest. Nope, it was the sniper rifle. Got him with a couple at least. That's right, I missed a stationary target.
Delicious.
Socrovieno Forest is a big place. It's times like this that the map function in the survival viewer can be your best friend. Not only does it show you the terrain and the places you've been, but you can also use it to figure out which locations the End has chosen for his sniping positions. Learn the terrain and try to catch the End off guard from behind.
Yeah, at some point, I just kind of decide, you know what? Here's how we're going to find him. I'm just going to run around like an asshole and wait for him to start shooting at me. Where I commend Kojima for creating this really cool concept for a boss fight. I get bored easily. Oh, it's like, did I actually hit that rabbit? There he is.
Yourself a son of the boss.
I mean, kinda. So weird to me. There's no sprint. Yeah, I didn't even think of trying to get close to him. Look at him run. Yeah, man, I didn't even think to try to get close to him to hold him up and get his camo. My theory was, you know what, he was such a pain in the ass to hunt down. I'm just gonna aim for him and take the shots, take the fatigue damage, and just be done with it. I'm looking at the amount of time left. I was like, there's no way I'm able to sneak up on him and get the last couple hits. I'm pretty sure I didn't die. I think at some point he's going to use that, use his photosynthesis ability. Because if I remember correctly, he uses photosynthesis. He uses his photosynthesis to boost his stamina. I didn't want to say he used. If I remember correctly, he uses photosynthesis. I mean, yeah, we know that. You know, that was the whole point of his little opening cinematic. Okay, this is pretty nice. It just kind of like constantly respawn ammo for you, so you can always come back up here and resupply. I know, Rosie. That's the forest.
Snake, you've been caught in a snare trap? You're going to get yourself shot if you stay up there.
Yeah, shut up.
Use the action button to cut the rope and escape from the trap. Hurry before he finds you.
The kitty's sitting here looking at the screen going, ooh. She looks like she wants to start tapping it. Going, ooh, look at that. Pretty colors. No, Rosie. You're an inside kitty. You don't want to go out there. It's scary. The outside is not a place for you. Hell, you hate it when I touch your feet. Like, what would walking outside be like for you? She freaks out when I touch her feet. But I tell her she has cute little feet, so obviously they're going to get touched. She's got little, you know, her pattern. It has her so she her feet are white, but her legs are black. So I say she has little socks. She's so cute. Though my other cat buddy, he also has socks, and they are also very cute.
Pretty tasty.
If you couldn't tell with how I've been talking to my cats this whole video, I love cats. And frankly, I gotta do something to fill time. It's like I said, I love this boss fight, but like watching this boss fight is a bit of there's a lot of hurry up and wait. Yeah, you'd think like walking around like that would really give you some lower back issues. Talking about Snake when he's doing his little crouch walk. That's gotta be painful. I think it was about at this point where I was sitting there going, "Are we just circling each other?" You know, it's like, is he just going to, you know, is he going one way, I'm going the other way around the circle? One of those kind of situations. Oh my God, where are you, old man? Quack, quack. Is that the sound that ducks make in Japan? And I'm not saying like Japanese ducks make a different sound. Like is that like what's the phrase? Is it an onomatopoeia, whatever, for the sound that ducks make? You know, like in English we'd say, you know, duck goes quack, frog goes ribbit. Because I believe the frog is kero kero in Japanese. Okay, well, you can't slide down there.
Hey, this works.
Oh my God, my eyes are drooping. I'm about to lose a stamina battle. And I actually got a good night's, like, for once, I got a good night's sleep last night. I shouldn't be this sleepy when it's only, geez, it's only 12:30. before anybody gives me shit about saying it's only 12:30. No, I don't mean 12:30 in the morning. I mean 12:30 at night. Or, god damn it, I mean 12:30 in the middle of the day. I shouldn't be this sleepy. Especially when I haven't, you know, done anything today. I just know at this point, like, I just need to get him one more time. I just need to get him one more time and he's done. Oh, wow. No idea how I saw that. I thought that was a rock. I thought for a second, I'm like, am I gonna try to, like, belly crawl through the wall there? Guess it would have been worth a shot. I just realized the ducks are yellow check marks and the frogs are green check marks on the map. That's cute. There he is. There he is. You saw the sunlight. God damn it, past me. He's healing. He's healing. Turn around. You sick fuck. Why am I so... Oh, look how much he's healing. He was so low on health. I think I died a little inside when I saw that originally, and I just died a little inside seeing that now.
What's the matter? I'm over here.
Bastard.
Pretty tasty.
All right, had to take a little bit of a nap there. By nap, I mean I slept for like 3 hours. It's like 5 at night now. Holy heck. As soon as, like, I saw his stamina pop back up, I'm like, oh gosh, this is going to be another 20 minutes running around the woods. I was like, I needed to get up and stretch. Got up and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to take a short nap. 3-4 hours later, that was a lovely nap. But I had a coworker back when I was at the casino, and I think he was right about this, is that it's a nap as long as I don't sleep in my bed. If I'm sleeping anywhere else, it's a nap. I think he's right. Part of me really wishes that this fight took place in one large open area, because that way I wouldn't have to constantly keep going back into my map, because I'm constantly looking for where the I'm constantly focusing on where the I'm trying to think what to call it. Where the entrances and exits to all the areas are. You know, I feel like it would almost... this is one of the few times that I would rather this game be more like Metal Gear Solid 5 with its open areas than these sort of like smaller maps that this game has. I mean, I generally prefer a more open area than these sort of small areas that this game has, but I also understand that this game is a very, as far as I can tell, very faithful remake to the original Metal Gear Solid 3, even including the game's structure. And, you know, the game's structure is it's a feature of the times, shall we say. You know, I completely understand, you know, the PS2 can only do so much, so that's why each area is this smaller section. You know, kind of like how we, you know, and some of that led to some really cool stuff. You know, like the mist in Silent Hill. The reason we have that is because the original PlayStation, it couldn't render the whole of the town, or I'm trying to remember, was it that they couldn't get the whole town to render at once, or was it, I believe it was massive texture pop-in. I believe that was what the big problem was that there was so much texture pop-in. I'm just blanking on words right now. But yeah, there was so much texture pop that they added the fog in so that shot went right over his shoulder. But yeah, they added the texture. They added the fog in the original Silent Hill to sort of mask where the textures would pop in and where, you know, the draw distance and everything. If I remember, that was the reason. It was that, or they couldn't render the whole town at once. I can't remember the exact reason, but I know it had to do with technical limitations and being able to only render so much, or yeah, the texture pop and everything. But long and short of it, there was something really cool about the devs back in the day. You know, I know everyone's like, oh, well, they were, you know, they made such great games. So, you know, and look, you want to say like, oh, games were better back then. I think there's some truth to that. Now, look, we can talk about the quality of games and how people want to put attention to detail and stuff into games and everything. And part of that just kind of, part of that, I'm trying to think how to phrase this. I think you lose some of that nice artistic sort of vibe to creation when an industry becomes as large as our industry is now. I think I just captured I think I caught his parrot. Yeah, I caught his parrot. My brain while he was in this boss fight didn't think to release the parrot so I could go and so I could go find the guy. What the hell was I saying? I'm trying to make up some sort of point while I'm also just losing my mind. I'm trying to say that, do I think games were better back then than they were now? No. But I think you saw a lot more artistic, not freedom, but a willingness to, I would call it a willingness to explore interesting solutions or creative solutions to problems. With nowadays, because we have such a high, because we've reached such high technical advancement, I think a lot of what made those old developers so cool was the fact that they were able to do so much with so little. You know, where they kind of had to figure out workarounds for certain things, where they had to figure out how to make games like Silent Hill, games like this game, or everything, that they could implement these revolutionary or some of these great ideas with this low hardware. And I don't think we see that as much anymore because technology and everything has advanced so far. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm getting spammed with like, ooh, hey, do you want a job with our hiring agency or some stupid shit like that? It's just robo text messages and scam shit. It's bugging the hell out of me. Where was I? But yeah, I would say it's not necessarily that I think games were better or games were or the developers back then were better. I just think they had to do more with less. And I think that there's a level of creativeness that came along with that came along with developing games in that sort of environment. To me, that's it. Like I said, to me, that's not a situation. It's not a matter of that makes them better developers. And I can understand your argument if you want to say no. I think that does make them better. I just think comparing them is apples and oranges. You know, it's kind of like saying, you know, like, oh, well, who's the best basketball player? You know, you want to say, you know, it's like, oh, well, it's this modern player who's extremely athletic and everything in the modern game. Okay, but he's also not playing under the modern rule set, or he's playing with a modern rule set where, you know, people are a lot nicer, where you can't hit, you know what I mean? You can't body check people, you can't be as physically aggressive as you were back in the day. You know, apply that to any sport, really. You know, it's always the, you know, oh, it was more physical back in the day. The rules are different. So again, comparing people and everything is very much apples and oranges sort of situation. But at this point, I'm just rambling. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say Kojima is not one of the best to ever do it, because I think he is. Well, and again, now I'm having to rethink what I'm saying. Excuse me. Had a trank dart sticking out of the top of his head. It's not necessarily. Why can I not find him? Oh my god! I'm watching it back. I can see the round. I'm so unobservant in the moment. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm not necessarily going to say that I think Kojima's one of the best to ever do it, even though I do think he's incredibly talented and everything. I think he is one of the most artistic developers ever. Now, look, then we can sit and we can have our conversation of, well, is he the best? Is he, etc., etc. But I think, I think when it comes, you want to say he's the most artistic to do it. I think that's a lot more of a fair sort of thing to say. You see, Rosie, this is how I love it when you sit here, you're being all nice and sweet. You're not trying to walk on the computer. Aw, look at you. Just sitting here. Being all sweet and cuddly. Not causing problems. Aw.
Call yourself a son.
Just eat his parrot.
That's damn good.
Just eat his parrot in front of him. Just nom 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 nom. Although I'll say it again, I mean, this guy is running around the forest eating raw snakes and other meats and fruit. Again, what are those poops like? See him. Yeah, he's up there on that ridge. Sadly, I just can't get an angle on him. Got him.
Spirits of the forest, I thank you. The boss would be proud of you. The time has come for a younger generation to rise. I've been wandering for more than a century, and now my journey comes to a close. What a splendid way to end it all. I have no regrets.
I love that little detail. As he dies, he lets his teeth. Oh, come on, game. Can't you be serious for a second? But as I was saying, I really like the detail of how, as he dies, his camo goes from that lush green to dead leaves and everything, again, signaling the end. The teeth, I think, was a bit ridiculous. Okay, I still want to know how the hell this works. So because of that, now he's opening that hole in the forest. What? How does that work? And I'm sure the answer would be, oh well, he talks to the forest or whatever they said when we first met him. But yeah, I think that was really weird.
I see you caught yourself a green tree python. The green tree python isn't venomous, so no need to worry. It's fairly docile too, so I don't think it's likely to attack you. The green tree python originally comes from Australia and New Zealand. It's a really pretty green color, and it lives Oh my god.
What's wrong?
Snake, what did I just say?
They come from Australia and New Zealand.
No, after that.
They're a really pretty green color.
I thought so. What was I thinking? Seeing a snake and calling it pretty?
What's wrong with that?
Everything. When a normal woman sees a snake, she's supposed to scream or get sick or something like that.
And you think you're normal?
I'd say get a gun.
Nothing.
It's all your fault.
Jeez, I'm sorry. But enough of that.
What do you mean, enough of that? This is serious.
No, I just wanted you to tell me how it tastes.
How should I know?
Ugh.
It was awfully pretty, though.
Paramedic, I caught a parrot.
What kind of parrot?
It's green all over with a large beak.
What kind of parrot?
Then
How
it's
the
probably
fuck
an
should I know?
Alexandrian parakeet. It's sometimes also called the Alexandrian parrot. The Alexandrian parakeet originally comes from Indochina and is distinguished by its green body and red beak. It's very talkative and makes a good pet. But it's strange. The guide doesn't say anything about there being Alexandrian parakeets in that area. I'm thinking it must be someone's pet that got away. Snake,
What?
don't even think about it. Eating a cute little bird like that.
But I didn't say.
Just don't.
Eat it, snake. Eat it.
I see you've captured a magpie. Magpies are members of the crow family. They're distinguishable by their beautiful dark blue and white bodies and their long tails. Their favorite food is insects, but they'll also eat small fish, acorns, and fruit. They're omnivores, which means...
They'll eat anything.
Right, just like you, huh?
Okay. So how do they taste?
You always ask
Like
me that.
pigeon.
Naturally. So,
I've never heard of anybody actually eating a magpie, but I suppose there's no reason you couldn't.
you don't say.
I see you caught a markhor. The markhor is a kind of wild goat that lives in mountainous areas. It's quite large, so I don't think you'll be able to capture one alive, even with the tranquilizer gun.
All right.
Speaking of which, do you know the origin of the name markhor?
No.
It means snake eater in Persian.
Snake eater.
Lost your appetite?
Not at all. It tasted pretty good. I think I'll have it again sometime.
I see you found a Bicol scalytooth. The Bicol scalytooth mushroom is used as an antidote to poison. It usually grows on the trunks of trees, so look for it there.
How does
I
it
love
taste?
Paramedic
I think
and
you're going to
Snake's
be
little
disappointed.
back and forths about
what you want.
animals and their food
You know
and
what
how
they
they
say,
taste.
Good medicine tastes bitter. I see you found a Yabloko Maloko.
Diablo, what now?
Yabloko Maloko. It's a Russian name that roughly translates as milk apple. It's a type of
I
star
don't know if
apple.
that sounds
The juice is
good.
thick
Like
and sweet,
apple
like
that
milk.
that also
It's
tastes like
vanilla.
milk.
And if you cut
Yeah.
one in half lengthwise, you'll see a star-shaped ring radiating out from the center.
Hence the star apple.
Right. The star-shaped part has a gelatinous texture and is said to be especially tasty.
Sounds useful.
You're welcome.
For once.
Did you say
No.
something?
No, back to the mission.
I would never.
Looks like you found a Golova.
Golova.
Yeah, it's a fruit that's found only in that region. It's related to the jackfruit, which is commonly found in Southeast Asia.
Jackfruit, huh?
Yep, he's a cannibal.
Huh?
I didn't say anything.
No, I'm sure you...
I said, I'm sure you'd like it.
Oh.
Golova means head in Russian. It's probably called that because the fruit grows to about the size of a human head. It's supposedly pretty good to eat with a uniquely sweet flavor. The fruit itself is fairly large, so you could make a meal out of it.
Yeah, I tried one. It was pretty good.
Naturally. Golovas grow directly off the trunk of the tree. If you're running low on stamina, it might be a good idea to keep an eye on the tree trunks. Check your stamina.
Okay, I
gauge.
think
As you get your
that's
oath, except make sure.
Everything with Paramedic.
Rendezvous with Eva at the top. According to her, the shaft leading to the mountain. Enter the shaft.
And
Sounds like the Cobra unit's members' names came from the specific emotions they each carry into battle.
emotions.
Yeah. For unbearable torment, the pain. For true oblivion, the end. For infinite rage, the fury. For absolute terror, the fear. And for unsurpassed bliss, the joy.
The joy.
Originally the boss's
It's
code
another
name.
name for the boss, because of the joy she feels in battle, I suppose. During the war, she had a partner named the Sorrow. Sorrow and joy. They say there couldn't have been a more perfect
I was
match.
about to say, it's cute. Alright, guys, I think I'm gonna
The forest
check
within
in
walls
with
known as
Eva, and then I'm gonna
Enough.
save,
The most
if I remember
beautiful
correctly. So I'll do my usual outro here. Thanks for watching, social media, all that stuff in the description, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see all you guys in the next one. But until then, guys, I'm
It
out.
is divided into 3 areas: south, west, and north. Try not to get lost, okay? There's an armory in the southern area. If you need some extra ammo, you might want to pay it a visit. The tunnel to the mountains is to the northeast. Head that way.
Can't complain.
Saving the game, Snake? Snake, have you seen 007 From Russia with Love?
Nah, I don't like those movies. Real spies are nothing like James Bond. It's pure fantasy.
Snake, I don't think the Major's going to like you saying that.
And even though it's fiction, I can't help but comparing myself to Bond.
What exactly don't you like about James Bond? I mean, is it the fantastic gadgets, the cars, the guns?
Major,
Snake, wouldn't you like to have a gun shaped like a pen?
what good is a pen gonna do me in the jungle? I'd look like a fool.
Then what about a snake-shaped gun? You could make it look like you're grappling with a giant snake and then get a shot in on the enemy while they're distracted. Ha!
Okay, now you're being ridiculous.
We'll make you a snake-shaped gun that folds up and fits into an attaché case.
Will you give it a rest?
Oh, I get it. You're worried about how to handle the ladies, aren't you?
No.
I knew it. To tell you the truth, I don't like the idea of playing hanky-panky with enemy femme fatales either. But that's part of Bond's appeal. You could learn a thing or two from him. I mean, what about this Eva? What are you planning to do with her?
I don't even trust her yet.
No, that's not what I mean. You can't let yourself get involved. This is a game of spy versus spy. She's using you just as much as you're using her.
I realize that.
You've got to grab the initiative, and to do that, you have to get the upper hand in the relationship. That's what a spy is supposed to do.
Get the upper hand? I don't think I'm cut out for that mission.
Maybe if you change your code name to 00 Snake.
Major.
007 is the biggest thing to come out of England since the Mayflower. I wouldn't be surprised if they made 20 more of those movies.
Didn't you know? The Major is a huge James Bond fan. Don't get him worked up like this.
Worked up?
Maybe you don't realize this, but now that you've got him started talking about Bond, I'm going to have to listen to him lecture for a whole hour after he gets off the radio.
You have my sympathy.
It's too bad you can't enjoy such a great movie, though.
I guess I'm just one of those people who can't enjoy spy flicks.